Mic check one. Mic check one. Mic check one. Hot mic. All right. Islam. Rising in the name of Allah, the great God of the universe, giving honor to all his divine prophets, giving honor to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, Jonah, etc., and giving honor to the prophet of these days and times, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam Muslims, welcome to another episode of Temple Talk. Episode 19, Gratitude. Before I begin tonight's episode, I'm going to start off as I always do, making my disclaimer. I would like to say that the views and opinions of the listeners, the guests, and the audience may not be consistent with the views and opinions or the teachings of Grand Sheikh Romeo Joyner L. of the Moorish Science Temple of America. However, the teachings and the views and opinions of Grand Sheikh Divine Minister Romeo Joyner L. of the Moorish Science Temple of America are consistent with the teachings of our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Islam. And as always, I will don the headdress, the fez of our ancient forefathers, Islam. I want to begin by doing what I always do, by giving honor to whom honor is due. I always give honor to those who proceeded before me and opened the doors for me. Giving honor to all the Grand Sheiks, the Grand Sheikesses, all the members, and all the brothers and sisters of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I want to give honor to the Moors throughout Baltimore City. Give honor to the Moors who are on the West Coast. Giving honor to the Moors who are in South Africa. Yes, South Africa. As always, Johannesburg, Soweto, Cape Town, Stellenbosch, Neeselhoff, Durban, been there. And as always, wherever there's a Moorish American, which was myself, I taught every time the opportunity presented itself. So in teaching our people to be themselves and not somebody else, it's consistent with the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, I want to go back to giving honor to the Moors of Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore County, Washington, D.C. I want to give honor to all Moorish American Muslims. I want to give honor to the Moors who are located in Virginia, Hampton, Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach. Give honor to the Moors who are in Newport News, especially the governor, Ira McMillan L., and the Grand Sheikhs, Kimbria Kettle L. I want to give honor to the Moors who are in Temple number 9, Temple number 10. I want to give honor to the noble twins, Corey and Curry, Alende L. I want to give honor to the Moors in North Carolina, specifically Fayetteville, giving a special honor to my good brother, Lorenzo Portis L. Esquire, out of Fayetteville. Always stay on the road, good brother, because you do a wonderful job. Now, I want to give honor to the brothers and sisters who were in South Carolina, Charleston, Sumter, St. Stephen, Goose Creek, Spartanburg. I want to give honor to the brothers and sisters who were in Myrtle Beach. Now, all of those locations that I mentioned, I've been to most of them, and I have family members living there. I want to say to the Moors that tonight's message rests heavily on my heart due to a lot of unforeseen circumstances with family members making a transition. My sister and now my nephew. I want to give condolences to the families of my sister, her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren. I want to give the condolence to my other sister who lost her only son, Lori Joyner. I want to give honor to my sister because my sister had a lot of challenges. And yes, she stayed on the lessons that she learned from her mother and her father. She's going through a tough time, but she's holding her own. And I want to say to my sister that you know how to reach me if you need me, but I will respect your boundaries because I know you're going through a lot, but I want to give you some time to heal. But when you're ready, you know, my house is your house and your problems are my problems. So I want to get on with the lesson for tonight. But before I start, I'm going to say to anybody that's listening, whatever you're going through, there's always some person worse off than you. Always give honor to your creator and the God of your understanding. So however you assume to call him, you want to call him, know that there's always someone suffering worse than you. So always be grateful. When I talk about gratitude, I believe in being grateful to people and showing gratitude to them every chance I get. Because and showing gratitude to them is a form of appreciation. It's humiliation to some people, but it's something that we need to do. I want to say that I believe in telling people good and positive things about how they enhance my life. Why they hear them, why they can hear me, why they can see you and hear you. Don't wait till they gone and stand over their remains and say what a good person they were to you. Tell them why they can hear you. Call them and tell them that you love them. Don't wait until something happens and then you get, emotional and you start to lament. Don't wait for that to happen. That's a very awful feeling. Tell people how much you care about them while you can see them. Even sometimes you got to put past your petty grievances, your irritations, and sometimes your anger that you might have had for them, because at the end of the day, that comes back to you once they leave here. Once they depart this plane and they make their transition, it becomes an ugly burden and it becomes that much miserable to you. So always show gratitude. You can show gratitude to basically anybody that you come in contact with. Just a small favor. Somebody acknowledging something that you did well. You blessing a person with some things that they may need that they didn't have. That's a form of gratitude too, because at one time you were where they are. And if not for your circumstances being different, you can be in their place. So always show gratitude. Gratitude doesn't cost you anything. It makes you a better person when you can show gratitude. However, when it comes to certain things, and y'all know where I'm going next, when it comes down to employers, if you are working on a job, and to me, most people laugh when I tell them this, Job, J-O-B, and the words of the infamous angel Mishael Elohim Aliel, J-O-B, job is just being overbroken. So when you're on a job and you're working for people who don't appreciate you and they don't show you gratitude, you have choices. You can remain miserable, hoping that your circumstances change, or you have another option. Doing something that some of us won't really do, leave. Because if you leave, there's a chance that you might have some challenges. But one thing you'll know, you left a message when you did. That if people don't appreciate you and don't show your self-worth, that's not gratitude. And I would leave that situation as soon as I could. Your health is your wealth. You being employed by people who don't appreciate you and don't show you gratitude will cause you a lot of tremendous amount of stress. Ask me how I know. But me being a person that can practice what he preaches, every time I encountered a situation where someone didn't appreciate me on that job, I left. And because I believe that the law is greater than all else, he provided and he sustained me. Not just me, and for me and my family. And sometimes we have to step out on faith. And wise men and faithful women, they walk by faith and not by sight. You have to believe in things that are not seen, but are evident. That's your faith. Step out on faith. If you pray, don't worry. And if you worry, don't pray. Now, going back to gratitude, sometimes gratitude is not something that you get right away from people, but sometimes, like most things, it's deferred and you wait on it. But there's a limit on everything. And this is well written. There's a time and a place for everything. So I want to leave you with some more information about some things that I encountered this week. I had a situation where a problem that I encountered was falling apart. And me being the type of person that I am, I listened more than I spoke, and I was watchful, and I learned. But at the end, I had someone mention me by my name. And they said, let's talk to the gentleman they gave reference to was me. They said, where is Romeo? And then somebody said, who? Mr. Joyner? And I said, excuse me. I said, my name is Joyner L. And the person replied and said, Joyner L. And she says, well, what does the L mean? I said, let me explain something to you. And I said, and I'm not being disrespectful, but this is a teaching moment. And I want to educate you. I said, did the angels give to the child called Jesus a holy name? And the person looked at me and they couldn't answer. I said, well, since you can't answer, let me give you the answer. The answer is yes, but it cannot be used by those who slave to sin. I said, now, you familiar with the Bible? And she said, yes. I said, well, in that Bible, it says that when you have a holy name, never allow nobody to misuse it. I said, now, I'm going to tell you right now, you calling me Joyner, which is my family surname, but I'm Joyner L. That is my holy name, and that's my free national name. I said, for you to call me Joyner, it's like you calling Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay. Now, you understand my point now? She said, oh, very well. I'll never do it again. I said, be mindful. Names are important. I said, Even when Gabriel appeared before Mary, he said, call the child Emmanuel. That means God is with us. That's right in your Bible. I said, so names are particular and they have a reason. I said, under the same circumstances, they're important. And you have a name for a reason. And I said, and I make it real clear for the brothers and sisters who are in the Moorish community or who are in the temple, your free national name, El, Bay, Dunn, Day, Ali, they're your holy names. By law and by right, you're to be referred by those names at all costs, even if it means you setting the record straight and calling some folks out. And yes, I said call them out because I had to remind a brother in the lodge one time. He said, we don't call people out. I said, yes, we do. I said, Jesus called out the money changers. I said, and just in case you didn't know, I said, the money changers were in there making money and selling doves and sacrificing for sacrifices. I said, and Jesus turned over the table and he whipped the money changers and chased them out of the temple. I said, but you got to remember another part to it too. That whip that he used on, Jesus made that whip. Now you know the rest of the story. With actions, there are consequences. And do not allow people who offend you by refusing to call you by your holy name to dodge responsibility and to shift blame. Call them out. And I'm telling you, it works. And there's nothing they can do. If they can listen to the garbage that they do sometimes with the rap industry, the cursing in the streets, and the profanity that they use in the conversations, you have a right to call them out and make them call you by your correct and your holy name. Now, with that being said, I want to say thank you for viewing Temple Talk. Please like and subscribe to this channel and tell your family. You have any questions about anything that you heard tonight? You need some clarity? I'm reachable by cell phone and by location. As the old folks say in the temple, I'll give you my location, my demonstration, and my identification. My location is 6628 Kenwood Avenue, Rosedale, Maryland. Zip code 21237. That's my location. My identification, I'm a Grand Sheik and Divine Minister of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Temple number 7, Rosedale, Maryland. My identification was just given, but my demonstration is this as it is, and it's how highly and humblest form. And I make no apologies for the things that I said tonight. My demonstration is to tell the truth, even if it costs me my life. It means to teach every time the opportunity presents itself. And if anybody has a problem with me, just don't make me wait. And if you call me out, just have your information together because I'm up for the challenge. I want to say to the Moorish Americans and the ones who have yet to proclaim their nationality, nobody's coming to save us. We have to look for that help from among ourselves. That great and evil day that they talk about, it is here. You see it in the news and your neighborhoods, and you hear about it in the streets. And until all of us, none of us are free. Please check on your loved ones. Don't dismiss, but don't even dislike or hate your enemies. Because like your enemies, they will sharpen you. So I want to say to the Moors and the sisters and the brothers, continue to support us. Until next time, peace.
Don't want to interrupt your show. You have time for a special guest?
Yes.
Okay.
Before I leave, I got a special guest I want to present to you. I got a special guest I want to present to you. I want to make sure that he's in close. I want you to see my little guest. My guest that I have with me today is my second grandson. I want you to see him. This is my grandson, Levi Alexander Jones. I call him New Boy. This is Strong Face. He's the strong face in our community. So this is my new grandson, Levi. Say hello.
Say, hey, buddy.
Say hello.
Hey.
Say hello. Now, this is my special guest for the night. This is my blessing. Thank you, son.
All right, let me take it. Come on, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.